Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alana, Belly Draws stuff, and today I'm going to be doing a speed paint of my comic, Crystal Wings. Sorry if I stutter, if I'm not really good at public speaking. I'm trying to get better at it though. So this is actually a drawing of my not from my comic, but it's of my comic, called Crystal Wings. I started out with the thumbnail sketch and I'm trying to refine the sketch. I kind of just said screw it, and I decided to use a 3D model that I made back in art school. I'm okay with anything because I made it, so not very big of a deal. And you can see that I kind of got perspective okay, but I need to go back and fix things. But with that, I just got enough basic information for me to refine the sketch. I was trying to go for an anime-esque type of inking and coloring. So this is actually the school. This is gonna be part of the setting for the comic. So the comic is actually about a mutant girl who tries to have a normal life. Her mom is a geneticist, and they kind of went into hiding when she was pregnant with Ellie because Ellie has special abilities. She's a mutant, which you'll see if you read my comic. I only have a few pages out on Instagram, but you can check them out. What I do have out, I do have the first chapter and part of the second one out. I'm working on them as I'm able to, but as you can see, the lines are a lot thinner than I normally do because I was trying to do, I'm not really used to doing backgrounds. I'm more of drawing illustrations and character designs and stuff. You can definitely see that in the comic. I definitely haven't fixed a couple pages because I don't really like how the shading's looking. I kind of switched the shading partway into chapter 2, so I might just go back and fix the shading of all the previous pages and then try to just re-upload everything there. So the girl I'm working on now is actually the main character. Her name is Ellie Palette. She has blue skin. She doesn't have normal ears. That's why she wears a hat. But when she first comes to Koshi, which is the name of the high school, well, I haven't really decided whether I want it to be a high school or college yet. I'm thinking more doing the high school thing, but I'm going off of high school in Korea. Because this is more of Japanese Korean hybrid-esque. I was trying to blend the two cultures into this because I like both cultures, and so I wanted to try and implement them into this. So they all have school uniforms. She does have different colored hair. A lot of the characters have a lot different colored hair. Daring has blue hair. So this is Daring. So Daring is kind of the realist. He doesn't really take a lot of shit from people, especially his best friend. He's more of the relaxed one. But he looks at things at a more level perspective. Ellie's kind of chaotic, but he's the one that grounds her and tries to make her see when things are actually bad of what she's doing. She doesn't do a very good job of trying to hide what she is, but he helps her. He helps clean up some of her messes that she's done. So he actually is going to be the love interest. I'm trying to go for a best friend type of mentality right now, but I want it to eventually move on from that. But there's going to be some obstacles in the way, this girl Midori, which is what I'm working on right now. And Midori is kind of the prissy rich girl. Her dad is the CEO of electronics company, and she gets all the cool new gadgets. But she kind of rules the school, but she does it with intimidating demeanor. She really doesn't like Ellie because a lot of the people immediately warm up to her because of her like cheerful personality. So this girl I'm working on now, her name is Rosetta, and she's actually the best friend of Midori. They've been like childhood friends since they were little, and she kind of just like accepts Midori and like how the things that she does. She's really complicit with things. She's kind of shy. So this next person I'm working on is Clash Emerald. That's it. That's his name. I didn't mean to forget my own character's name. But he's really charismatic. He's kind of a womanizer. He immediately has a crush on Ellie when she first comes to the school because Ellie's kind of like cutesy and stuff. And so he is like developing this crush, but he doesn't actually know what she is. And so that's kind of like the roadblock for him. But it kind of has some conflict in there with Daring because Daring knows what Ellie is, but Clash doesn't. So it kind of is like that divide, like Daring knows that Clash doesn't really know who Ellie is and what she's like and stuff. So this next person I'm working on is Lindsay Flaro. She's actually Ellie's best friend, girlfriend, I guess. Like best friend that is a girl. That's it. So she's actually really athletic. She's into kendo. She does track. I think she also does volleyball is what I made her do. But she's like super athletic. She likes to get up and go. But she doesn't really like to interact with anybody really. Like she's really sarcastic and everything. So this last person I'm adding in here, is actually the teacher, Jameson Seam. He is like a really like motivating teacher. He's like really into like trying to get his students motivated, trying to make sure they succeed. He's really into making sure like they really like handling school. He also tries to like keep Midori in her place, like not really taking any of her shit, which he does when Ellie first gets there. He kind of is making sure that like she doesn't like, I wouldn't say like go too far with things, but keeps her in line. But there are some things that happen like outside of his watch that he can't really control. Like Midori bullies Ellie and like she pushes her in the locker. She puts like I think decided to make her put like glue in her desk, like tacks in her shoe locker, stuff like that. It's gonna eventually like escalate from that, but which is kind of sad. But I'm gonna have to put my character through things. So I'm working on the line art right now. Like as you can see, it's still like thin, like the background was, and I'm not really sure whether or not I like this. I like doing like thick lines. I like doing like bold lines and bold colors and everything. So this is kind of like a new thing for me. I wanted to try and do like an anime-esque I was trying to do like anime like concept art. I was trying to do like the bright images with like nice background, kind of like showing all of the characters, kind of showing a little bit of their personalities and their like Jameson is really focused on like the schoolwork. Midori is like glaring at Ellie and Daring, and they're like Ellie and Daring are talking to each other. And Lindsay is kind of like disgusted by Clash right now. So I'm working on the background again. I kind of was like hopping back and forth between like the characters and the background because I'm not really good at like coloring backgrounds. I was using like references and to try and get like colors right. I also pulled up a couple of references for like anime backgrounds. Like there is an artist on YouTube, I can't remember what his name is, but if I find him I will put the name of it on screen so you know who he is, and I also put his YouTube into the description. And so you can see that I'm like a lot of like layers and everything, and I was trying to mess with light. The background, like the sky, I did right away. Like I already knew like what the type of thing was. Like this is one of the references that I had, how to make like Ghibli grass. But like even then, like it's still, my style was coming through, because I'm, like I said, like I can see in images, I can interpret it, but like I can't like copy a style like completely. Like an artist can never really copy a style. Like a part of themselves will always come through. Like there's like another reference, you can kind of see it in the background, it keeps on popping up in and out. I keep taking like colors from it and then trying to overlay everything in order to like try to have like a smooth transition. Like this drawing and that keeps on like popping in and out is actually the reference that I found, which is from the YouTube video. So I'm gonna try and go back and then try and like put the name of the artist in here, so I make sure like I can give credit where credit's due, because that reference really helped me to make this drawing. I love this drawing. The building itself like didn't really take that long, but like I was trying to take like lots of colors and everything. I think I ended up changing the background. I think I ended up changing the building colors slightly, because I didn't really like all the grays compared to like the greens and the yellows and the browns and stuff. So I went back and I changed it. But like you can see, like I was trying to go for like that realistic, like woodsy, like anime, like shading, but I hadn't really like done that before, and so it's kind of weird, and so I'm still not used to it. But since I've done this, it's actually helped me creating that shading in backgrounds, and it's got me more comfortable with things. And so getting back to like Crystal Wings, I want this to be like a regular comic, but I haven't really had time to do this. So like I said, like in the beginning of this video, I'm back in college. I'm actually going to a community college now. None of my credits transferred, so I'm kind of having to start over now. And I eventually want to go to a 4-year college, and I want to go into Asian studies and Korean studies as like an emphasis. But I never want to give up art. I love making art, but I eventually do want to make it to Korea. Me and my best friends are actually starting our own little project that we want to do, but we're kind of in a place right now where we can't really like do a lot with it. But we want to like eventually like get it there. We only have like maybe like a couple of things that we have like ready to go, but we want to like, eventually like get it be bigger and everything. I can't say anything right now because it's still like in the works, and like I don't want to like spoil anything. So for like this whole shading thing, I was doing like cell shading, and I'm really comfortable with that. So that's one of the things that I was really comfortable with drawing about this. That's why I'm able to speed through it so fast, because I hadn't had to like learn something new in order to make this. So I never want to like give up doing YouTube, but it's kind of like a second, we put it on the back burner. I know I'm kind of like rambling throughout this, but I really want to like tell you guys I'm still making things. I'm still making art. I'm still active on Instagram and DeviantArt. So I'm not like off the face of the earth. Like I'm still here. I'm just not uploading to YouTube as often. And I hope you guys will appreciate that. Like I'm uploading content that like I really like Crystal Wings. Like I love it. It is my baby. It is my story. I made like a couple of stories back in like middle school and high school with like a couple of my friends, but we had like a falling out, and like the both stories ended up getting abandoned because of it. And like I still have like a couple of comics that I made when I was a kid. I wonder if that could be a video I could make later. Sorry, that was really random, but I have comics that I had when I was like in 6th and 7th grade that I made. They're really bad, but like at the time, like I really enjoyed it. So I'm like coloring now for like each one of the characters. That's why like it keeps on flashing like all the character design art. So this is kind of turning into like an art rambles thing. I know that's kind of like Mishi's thing from Twisted Disaster, but like I just want to keep making videos. I just want to keep making content that I like. I have a couple of speed paints that I want to upload later. I might come up with like art topic videos that I want to do later. But if you guys have any ideas about what videos I should do, like whether like what topics you guys want me to cover, do you want me to go over a tutorial how like I character design or like how I draw and just in general, because I could totally be down doing something like that. Just let me know down in the comments what you want me to do, and I'll try my best to see if I can do it. So I hope you guys like this video. Just leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to keep seeing content like this, and I'll see you guys next time. So I hope you liked it. Bye.